I cannot change the world. And you cannot change the world. And even prayer alone doesn't change the world. Only God can change the world. However, God uses prayer to change us, and then God uses us to change the world. One of the things I do is every day I write bless, the word bless, on the bottom page in my journal. And then after I've written the word bless, I'll write the names of 8 or so friends and neighbors that I pray for by name. This is the first practice of how you love your neighbor and maybe just change the world. It's begin with prayer. And you know why I do this? I do this because Jesus did it. See, prayer was not only how he began his day, it was actually how he began his whole ministry. In the account of Jesus' life in Luke, he tells us in chapter 4, "Then Jesus, being filled with the Holy Spirit, returned from the Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness." Jesus went off to the wilderness to fast and to pray. Pray was how he began his mission on earth. And I think the starting point for us is also to begin with prayer. Now here's the truth. If you're not regularly praying for people by name, I doubt God is going to use you to bring life change in others. Let me give you a couple reasons. First, God has chosen to work through us, people. So prayer is connecting us to the source that'll bring life change in others. But the second thing, prayer is also connecting to the source that's going to change us. So when we begin with prayer, God begins to kind of just change our hearts. We begin to feel what God feels for other people. People are no longer projects. And so what happens is the Spirit allows you to begin to feel what God feels. And pretty soon you start getting ideas. Ideas actually come to you through the Holy Spirit. Like, hey, send the text to that neighbor. Ask how they're doing. Or maybe ask your friend, you got time for coffee this week? And then when you ask them, they'll say, why? What's up? And you're able to go, well, I was just praying and I thought of you. And what I've found is often the timing of these promptings while praying to reach out is just remarkable. I've had people tell me, wow, your timing is crazy. And it's because God uses prayer to change us, but then he uses us to change others. It was Holocaust survivor Corrie ten Boom, and she said this, "We never know how God will answer our prayers, but we can expect that he'll get us involved in his plan for the answer." I love that. And my experiences begin, when we begin anything with prayer, it becomes this great spiritual adventure. Because when God gets involved, our lives become this outlandish, kind of powerful adventure, and things begin to happen. Now, to make sure you begin with prayer, I want to give you 4 P's, 4 simple P's so you can begin with prayer. Number 1, plan. Things that are important to us are in our calendars. If you want to be intentional about setting time to pray, you need a plan. And perhaps you decide, you know what, I'll pray for 5 minutes before I get out of bed and then 5 minutes at night before I go to sleep. Or maybe you set a reminder on your phone to pray during lunch hour or some other time. But plan to pray for your neighbors. Plan to pray for your friends. That's the first thing. Secondly, you prepare. As you pray, ask God to prepare your heart for the adventure to come. Ask God to actually give you eyes to see the world the way he sees the world and to lead you courageously to follow him. Be bold. I would even say ask him to give you divine appointments. That's what I call them. Where you meet people that maybe you were praying for, or maybe people you weren't praying for. Ask him for those. Then thirdly, the third P is places. As you pray, make a mental map of all the places you're going to go during the day. Ask God to help you be sensitive to your surroundings and to guide you to exact places he wants you to be so that you can be a blessing. And then fourthly, people. The 4th P is people. Ask God to show you how to be a blessing to the people that you're praying for. As you pray, envision their faces, the faces of your neighbors, your friends, and ask God, say, God, how can I be a blessing in their lives today? See, following Jesus isn't meant just to be comfortable. It's meant to be life-changing. And there's no telling where he might send us, what he might lead us to do when we begin with prayer. So let's do that. Let's begin with prayer.